Hello everybody, welcome back to Smoke Dragon Quest 11, and we are continuing on gearing up our characters. So we currently have Hero is fully geared along with Eric over here and Veronica. You can't see all of her gear because she doesn't have it equipped because we need to get item drops still. So those are the three currently have. So next go is Serena, which thankfully I think we have most of them. Not everything, but we have most of it. So if we gear up Serena fast enough, because this is her best gear, these two. And for shield, apparently the best shield for her is still this. Funnily enough, which is very strange. But actually, no, is it strange? I don't know if the damage taken reduced by 5%. Yeah, that is good. So Metal Slime Shield is still just really, really good. Let me see if there's anything else. Let's see. It is, yeah, Metal King. Oh no, this is Metal Slime Shield, not Metal King Shield. Wait a minute. This is not the right shield. Best shield is this Metal King Shield, not this one. Do you have a Metal King Shield actually? I didn't realize that this says Metal King Shield. We don't actually have one. Metal King Shield. Does anyone I have that? No. But I already have the armor for Serena. So I don't know how long this would take. So let me see if I can forge. It is wand. I don't think I have the best things for this either. It's a Fairy King's Cane is the best wand. Right? And the final trial for armor trial, I think. Okay. How should we do this? Because I know that I never tried that hard in the armor trial because I wasn't geared properly, but my gear is pretty solid now, right? For some of my characters. Okay. Let's go there. We can go to the armor trials and make another attempt at it. It is... Here we go. The only thing that sucks is I need to swap the gear around that often. It's the only thing that sucks. I wish you had like presets for it. That would be cool. I guess, yeah, I know it's not really that great once you're fully geared and everything. It's not that valuable to have presets for like different situations because the best gear in the game is really the best gear in the game, I think, right? Like this. Well, like this, you're not switching this out for like anything else, I don't believe. But you know, when it comes to like, if you want to like loot, yeah, do some looting or whatnot, it'd be nice to have a set for it, just, or maybe something else, like different like ailments or whatever. I'm not sure what I'm talking about at this point. I'm just gonna get my stuff and go through the armor trials again. Sadly, I don't have Jade's full gear set because I haven't got to her yet. I'm assuming this is the best. Let's see. But I'm just happy that everyone uses the same rings. I don't have to do any thinking, it's just I have it already. Okay, at least I have you fully geared. Where is it? There we go. And boom, and not you. Here we go. Is that everyone? You're geared. Everyone has this. Yes. And so one thing that's good about having the male characters, they don't have another set. They just scout because they don't help with drops unless you're Eric. Are you the one that armor trials? No, right? It's you. Okay. Oh wait, there is more. Oh, Fairy King's Cane, it's right there. 35 moves. There's another one, the Secret Trial. But the thing is, those sound kind of worthless, I'll be honest. It does give you a lot, but not good enough. Okay, I've done this before, right? But I think the one problem this thing has is... See, the first battle... No, I think I have to do this. Let's see here. I can't remember. I don't know if what I'm doing right now is a good thing or not. Silvando, you gotta go here. You have to be with Veronica. You go here, I guess. Grab. And like I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know, it's been a while. Okay, let's see if this is a good combo. Follow orders, okay. Let's see. Oh, it's a good one. Pink Tornado. Alright. Let's see, what can we do here? Move enemies ferociously. Nope. Let's see, Divine Restitution? No. Let's see. Since all enemies. Let's try this. Ah, useless. Oh well. Okay. We can do this.
Fancy a whirlwind romance?
Divine Restitution on you.
Heavenly winds fly forth!
Oh, there's it. There it is. There's the backup. There's the thing that's gonna get me killed. This doesn't work, that's why. Unfortunate. Divine Restitution on the Shapeshifter. The Shade Shifter. Because he's the one with the most health. That's the problem. That's the problem child we got. There we go. Okay. Whew. Somehow we made that one work. Okay. Time-wise, we're doing really, really well.
I'm ready for anything.
Follow orders. So we're doing this. Alright, Veronica, just annihilate him immediately. Come on. Okay. Alright, Silvando. You go ladies first.
Please. I insist.
Here we go. It's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to do this. Unfortunate. Boost my damage. Yeah, there's the backup. This is fine. Silvando, you only have one purpose, and that is to use this.
After you, my lady.
Don't mind if I do.
And then we can use Kaboomo. There we go.
This is the big one. Hiya! Think you can handle this?
Oh yes, nice. There we go. Oh, and I could just use this. How much does this do? Nice. Oh, I should have done that off the bat, huh? Oops. 13 actions thus far. Okay. We're doing really good.
Let's go.
Alright. Let's see. Follow orders. We can do this. Tripling the damage done by attacks. And we can use... Let's see... Huge Eldritch. Is this good? It sounds like it was not good. There's the backup. Okay. This is fine. You only have to work on one of them, really. Right? So, let's see. What's the best move? I'm just gonna use Critical Claim on the big box.
This is
There we go. Yeah, that is a lot of damage. Destroy all enemies. Does this work? Come on, Rap. I believe in you. Rap? Was that supposed to destroy all enemies? I feel like it didn't. Right? Am I stupid? In terms of destroying all enemies, he didn't really destroy much. And also, okay, we're just gonna do this. All right, my value in rap has dropped a little bit, unfortunately, but we'll try again. Let's see. So for this is good. This kind of works. This kind of works as well. As long as it's good enough, right? But this one you kind of want to one-shot them. I mean, if you just had a lot of Veronicas, I guess it would do the trick as well. But Rab's like the only one that can be put there, huh? Because Eric can't do AoE. He can't do anything. Alright, we'll try one more time. Probably be doing Harmor Trials again. This is for Serena. Alright. We're gonna do Pink Tornado. And we can use Divine Restitution on Shade Shifter. Boom. There we go. This is okay. You're gonna heal. That's bizarre. Pink Tornado one more time. And Divine Restitution, it's not gonna get rid of him, is it? No, it's not. Oh well. I think they're gonna have, yep, there it is. There's backup. Pink Tornado is really good, though.
Pink Tornado!
Shade Shifter should be gone, but it's not. We can get rid of him right now, though. Is he gone? Yep, he is. Sweet. Alright, this should be it. Alright, cool. 7 actions, that's fine.
Careful now.
Alright, let's do this. We're gonna do Channel Anger.
I have the power!
And then we're gonna use the ladies first, because Sylvando himself can't do that much damage.
Resist.
So, and then we're just gonna use this on them for now. 1630, cool. And there's the backup. Okay, and then I use Kaboomo.
This is the big
And then we'll use the Magic Burst, I think should be enough. I mean, it's gonna do more than enough. He's basically gone already.
Don't mind if I
But just to be safe, I'm gonna do this.
do. Think you can handle this?
I don't think, if I use Magic Burst at the beginning, would it be gone? I don't think so. I'm not that confident in it. Alright, this is the part that's kind of annoying. Is early gates gonna be enough? I don't think so, right? He's died. Alright. Now we should be fine here. Like, what can you do, really? Divine Retribution. Kazamo? Like, this actually doesn't do much. Right? You have this one. Nope. Kazamo? No, this sends all enemies to the thereafter. It sends... Let me try this. If this works, that'll be funny. It doesn't work. Unfortunate, but oh well. Alright. We are going to use Critical Claim, because it's like the best move, I think. I currently have access to. 1580 isn't to laugh at, right? Alright, we're going to use Pearly Gates. Ooh, that's basically nothing, right? Inflicts devastating damage on a group of enemies every time they try to act. Yeah. Oh, only on one? That's pointless. I mean, using this on you.
This is
I feel like Eric is just kind of useless sometimes, isn't he? It's really hard for me to, like... Like, can this hit all enemies? Alright, that's good. That's good at least. Oof. Let's say, like, can we do anything here? There's backup. Oh, man. More backup. Alright. Critical claim on this one. There we go. And then we can use this. Let's hope for the best. Okay. Alright. Rab really was the champion that time, huh? Funny. Is this one enemy? It's not, it's two. Okay. We can do follow orders.
Accept your fate.
As much as I want to use Sword Dance, like Giga Gash, I feel like is going to do the most damage here. Alright. So. Hendrik. You can use Blind Man's... Wait a minute. Do I not have one of my things? Oh, that's why he's using a one-handed sword. Okay. Heavy damage against dragons. It's you, right? There's more backup. Okay. This is fine. I'm curious. How much is this gonna do? Kazap. Oh, it's pointless. Okay, cool. Do this. I wish, like, Hendrik had an ability that makes you do more damage. But he doesn't have one like that, does he? Alright, the Manticore and the Inferno Serpent really are the problems I'm facing right now. So... in order to significantly increase attack, we can do this. Who needs defense? Just gotta beat them fast. Alright, Manticore. Let's see. It causes heavy damage to dragons. Nope, that's not what I need. We can use this on you. That's solid, right? There's more backup. That's okay, the backup's not a big deal, but I hope I can actually beat this thing in time. There we go. Come on. Alright, Manticore, I'm attacking you. And I use Giga Gash. Is this enough to get rid of all of them? Oh, there's the dragon left. That's fine. We have this. Oh my gosh, Hendrik, you failure. You suck. You got me killed, you dumb old man. Gosh, useless. You useless. You have to just land the hit. Look, the dragon's dead. You would have been the hero. I would have been singing praises about you. Look what you did. Ah, man. You had one job and you failed it. What can I do with you? And now look what's happening. Look at this effect. Look at the snowball effect that's happening because of your failure. Like, what are you gonna do about it, old man? Oh man. I was so close to saying, man, Hendrik is pretty solid. And then look what happened. Dang it. If this is like 38 turns because of your failure, I'm gonna be upset with Hendrik. Yeah, look at that. Hendrik, you suck. You're worthless. I'm giving you a better weapon. God. Anything. Give me anything. You don't deserve this. Can I give you nothing? Hendrik, you had one job and you failed it. Oh, jeez. Man, what a fail that was, huh? No, you need to... I wish this game had a better organizing. You don't even get to see what type of weapon it is. You just hope you just equip it and hope for the best. I don't like that. I wish it would tell me. It doesn't, though. Look, it's one-handed sword, axe. I mean, I guess you could kind of tell this is a one-handed, right? I guess it's based on its shape. Is that really? Oh, is this it? Why is this +3 though? Why is this +3? Huh. Oh, regardless. Rab, you're not gonna fail me again, are you? This is my final. This is your redemption arc. Like, don't cause a problem. All right. Everyone else did a job perfectly fine, and then you decided, let's make this thing. Let's fail. Let's fail. Thankfully, this is gonna be much easier, though. Okay, everyone else can carry. All 7 members can carry you on their backs. It's okay. It doesn't matter if you're not good. Like you and your 0 damage and your chance to miss. Alright, we're just gonna do what we always do.
Heavenly winds fly.
Man, this thing is meant to be really fast. Hendrik is out here just making me make this take longer. Crazy. I was planning on trying to go for Savando's gear after this. Right? Because I think I only have like 2 pieces of gear I need for Serena. But I mean, hey, I guess he really wanted me to take longer, so I guess we'll do it next time. We're only getting Serena's gear this time, I guess. Oh well. Man, that missed really 36 turns, game. Hendrik. God. And for all the training he did, he's the least trained out of all of them. Alright. Let's see, can I one-turn this? I'm curious. Ladies first. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to one-turn this. If I don't, I'm just gonna run away. Channel anchor. Alright. How about this?
Think you can handle this?
Come on. There we go, we did it. There we go, we're carrying you on our backs, Hendrik, so you can fail as much as you want. You can carry the load that you refuse to do yourself. Alright, Eric. I mean, dividing critical claim does do the job. It does. It doesn't really matter what I use. Alright. I'll just use this. It's because it's crackle, right? That's what you really want. Alright. Now we'll use this. This one is kind of annoying. You know, what can you do? Alright, and then we'll just keep spamming this until eventually we beat them all. Yeah, Rabbit just slightly too weak. I have to gear him up too. This would be easier, I guess, huh? If
You're wide open.
yeah, this would be easier, I guess. Oh, Rap gets to go. Wait a minute.
Blades of ice, slash and slice.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we're carrying you on our back, Hendrik. 15 actions, all you have to do is not mess up. Alright, Hendrik. You're doing this. I guess I could have meant dual wielding, couldn't I? Where is it? There we go. Use this on Manticore, I guess. Yeah, look at that, 900. There we go. The small enemies, who cares? They'll just get hit by by other means. You just ignore them. It's okay. Alright then. We just even out the damage. Yeah, Hendrik really doesn't need the shield. Like, it's kind of like wasted on him. This is fine. Well, he does lose a lot of health though, but it's okay. Like, this is where he's at his best. There we go. I wish Hendrik had like more AoE though. He doesn't have one that hits like all party members or all enemies. I don't think he has something like that. Unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is. Alright, like this, I mean, I'm not using it. Right, I'm just gonna do this. Come on, hero. Ah, back up. Oh, jeez. Pang, you. God dang it. Okay. At least I can check to see if Helichopter works. No, it doesn't. Oh gosh, dang it, dude. Your worst enemy. More than one person. Your worst enemy. Gosh. We're not gonna be in this hell mode, right? Oh, jeez, game, please. Give me some mercy. Come on now. Alright, thank you. Thank you, hero, for being a champion and getting not enough health to do the damage that I want you to do. You are... Oh my gosh. Okay, am I in like this weird world where I'm gonna have to be fighting this thing forever? Please. Okay, thank you. Oh, jeez. I was like, please don't tell me this is an infinity turn fight. It wasn't. Thank you. Thank you. Within 30 moves, I'll take it. Jeez. I don't plan to do that. Gosh. God, man. Got a gear. We got the gear. Fairy King's Cane. We got it. Ooh, 10... Oh, it's 10 HP. Oh, never mind. Who cares? Well, all damage taken reduced by 5%. That's real nice. I thought it said MP restored each turn. It's like, oh, that's really good. No, only the main character gets that treatment. So, now I gotta check. One item I need to check for. And that is... What is this? Sacred equipment. No. I need... Is it armor? Shields. What's great shields? Huh, interesting. Oh, it's because only... Okay. No, not that. Armor. Shields. Liquid metal shield. Metal slime shield. We don't have metal king shield. I didn't realize I had a liquid metal shield, and it is actually pretty good. Oh, 7%. Ooh, that's good. Huh. And this is actually even better. Soul Sucker, 10%. These are pretty cool. These just feel like upgrades to each other though, which is funny. But that's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is metal king shield, I think. Yeah, let's see. How do I get that? Oh, that's right. Okay. I see what I have to do. I need to turn in 110 mini medals. That's what it is, so I can get a Metal King shield. Alright, that's okay. We can do some talking. Well, we can actually talk about something that's not related to the game. So I gotta do more horse racing, huh? I gotta check how much mini medals I got. I never expected to come back here because I never bothered checking to see if this reward was worth it. Like, you know, you never know, because sometimes when it comes to like rewards that require a lot of grind, sometimes it's valuable, sometimes it's like cosmetic stuff, right? It's not always valuable. Especially when it's like cosmetic stuff that you never see anyways, so... That happens sometimes in games, right? Where the reward isn't even worth the time. It happens. Can you at least tell me how much I got? Gosh. I'll do it myself. I have 100. Okay. Let's see. Is it Gallipolis? It's Gallipolis, right? Yeah, horse racing. Alright, it's only 10. It's not a big deal. I can do that. Let's go. After that, we just make the Metal King shield, and then that'll be it. I mean, next time we are going to be working on Sylvando. I think I have almost his gear, too. Like, if the Armor Trials didn't take me 30 minutes, I think I would have actually worked towards Sylvando as well. But oh well, what can you do, right? Sometimes the game just wants to say no. I'm so surprised. I mean, you know, it's not that bad that Hendrik, messed up and then failed the entire run for us, right? Because even if he did got the hit, I think it would have been like 31 turns or something. I think it would have been A little bit too slow. We would have only got the 35 turn reward, but we got the 30 turn as well, so that's cool. And I'm just gonna go here and do this. Oh, 10 more races. I love racing. Alright. I'm not gonna talk about things that's not related to the game, which is always a fun time for me. Now let's see. Things that happened recently was that's right, yeah, there was an interview about Final Fantasy 16, which I thought was really cool. About I haven't done this racing in a while. I forgot how. One of the there was an interview for Final Fantasy 16 about the game and whatnot, and I thought it was really cool. It won't be open world, which is fine, since open world doesn't necessarily, big. Instead of open world, I do kind of prefer large maps instead. Games don't need to be open world. They never do. Yeah, because the problem with open world is, I think everyone that plays open world games know this. It's a lot of running. It's a lot of running. And it really doesn't make it feel as immersive as you would think. Like, open world part of a game doesn't really make it feel immersive. It could actually be a problem sometimes, which is, I think, the problem that they were having. Like, open world doesn't necessarily is a good thing. It never is. It sometimes isn't, right? Like Skyrim, it was an open world game, but there was a lot of there's a lot of nothing that happens, right? There's a lot of blank space, which can if that's not your goal. Especially for a story game, right? Skyrim's a different experience. It's a story game, but it's very much so a do what you want game. That's how I feel when I look at Skyrim. And the only reason I'm using that is because it's the most popular one. I could just say Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild too. And it does work for that one as well. It's very much a do what you want kind of game. But not every game is like that, right? There's a lot of story-based games. So open world kind of, it's really good for those style, more sandbox-like. It doesn't have to be sandbox games, but more the general feeling that it's a sandbox style in which you can do whatever you want. That's, I think, the best for open world games. Other than that, I would just say not have it. Which is fine. I'm okay with that. I enjoy this game. It's not open world. I think this game is pretty large. Because there's so many places. It's the characters. It's the characters in the world building that really makes a game feel large. Right? And a sense of distance is important, but too much sense of a distance make it feel barren and the world is empty. A good example would be what's a good world that feels very large in a video game? Right, because of the way that the game is structured. It's really hard to think about it, because most games that tend to have a large world, they feel small. They don't make it feel very big. The games I'm thinking of is multiple of the Final Fantasy games. And, well, the Final Fantasy games 9, 11... No, not 11, 12, 15, 13 doesn't count, right? That one doesn't count at all. I don't even feel like that world has civilization. It always feels like it's empty, that world. It really does, unfortunately. Those games, regardless of how big they're meant to be, they feel small. Even 12. And I love that game. But it feels so small because of the way the world is structured. It feels like it's the biggest, largest scaled game, but it feels small still. I don't know how to explain it. It's there's a lot of empty space even when it's not open world, so the game can feel small without it being open world. That's the thing. And that's how I feel when it comes to 12. It's hard for me to pinpoint exactly the reason why it feels so small. I wish I could say, but I'm not that smart enough to know to pinpoint the reason behind it. It's probably because like the towns always feel lively in every single town I go to, I think in 12. But I guess it has to do with maybe it's just because there is too much emptiness. Like a world feels very lively when there's people all over the world, I guess would be the best way to explain it, right? Like a world feels lively when even in a place where there shouldn't be a lot of people, there's a good amount of people. And they feel very active, like living human beings. Maybe that's the reason why. I don't know what I'm saying right now. But, you know, that's enough about to talk about open world and non-open world stuff on Final Fantasy 16. But apparently the game is going to go through multiple years too. It's going to go through the main characters. I already forgot his name. I forgot the name of the main character. Oh jeez. I'm not surprising. It's not surprising since I haven't played the game because no one has. So I never bothered remembering names. But I mean I forget the names of characters of games I've already played. Like put hundreds of hours in. I'm gonna forget their name. It's gonna happen. But apparently you can go play, the game's gonna go through his teens, 20s, and 30s, which I think is really cool. I'm curious how they're gonna do that. That also means that that's a lot of time that the game is, that there's gonna be in the game, right? I hope it's not like Final Fantasy 15. I'm not saying I hate that game, because I don't. But when I hear games saying that it's gonna live through your life for over 10 years, over a decade, like that's a minimum 12 years, right? It's at least 12 years at a bare minimum. They make it sound like it's a lot, but it could be from 19 to 31, which is 12 years. Alright, not 30, which is the feeling I get from it. Or at least that's the feeling it's trying to give, I feel. When it says it's through his teens, 20s, and 30s. It gives me it feels like it's trying to say 30 years, but I'm pretty sure it's like 12 or something. Which is a lot still. But regardless of all that, if it is meant to do that, I don't want it to be like Final Fantasy 15. Because Final Fantasy 15, even though you got to see the main character older in that game, it was a big time skip. And I don't mind time skips sometimes in games. But Final Fantasy did it in a way where I wish the game was made in a way where it was different, right? I think everyone feels that way, right? I wish Final Fantasy 15 was different, right? Like, I think there's some things about it that's good, but I feel that there's a lot that missed the mark. And you have this weird, this weird bundle as that game. I mean, I like the game, but that's just me. And I would like the time skip in a game. It feels so odd at times, especially when it's like a 10-year one. There was a reasoning behind it, and that's good enough for me to accept it and not be mad about it. In 15, but in 16, I just don't want it. I don't want time skips. I mean, I do. But I don't want them to be like 12 years or like 5 years. I want them to be very small. So I want to see the world grow, that's why, right? I love to see that. I love to see the world like get better over time or change over time. It's really cool. Especially when they say 12 years. 12 years is a long time at least. Oh, you know, bare minimum 12 years. I'm talking under the assumption that it is just 12 years that they're talking about. Because that's the bare minimum it would have to be. I'm halfway there. Alright, so it has to be at least 12 years. So, that would mean that... How would I... 12 years is a long time. I'm trying to think, like, how long would 12 years actually be in terms of, like, a kingdom being changed or whatever. 12 years, it's a lot. It's a lot. A lot can happen in that time, right? And look how we live now. Like 12 years ago, man, that was 2010. Oh gosh, that's a long time ago. Jeez. 2010. That doesn't even. Oh gosh. I think I was playing Mega Man Star Force in 2010. I think, maybe. Oh gosh, 10 years is eons. Okay, now that I think about it, that's a long time. Jeez, a lot happens. Yeah, I started to think, like, when was 2010? When was 12 years ago? 2010? Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, that is true. Oh, that's... I'm getting more excited about the game the more I think about it. And Final Fantasy 16 is going to be... I mean, I've enjoyed every single Final Fantasy. Every single new Final Fantasy game to an extent. I never hated any of them. So, just like all the... Even though... I mean, I love 15. I played it on release day. Even... I played 15 before they reworked that Chapter 9 or 8. Like, if you don't know, there was like a... They did a hotfix. It wasn't a hotfix, it was like they did a little update, like a 1.1 update. Like how they do with a lot of their games nowadays. Or how a lot of companies do with a lot of their games. There will be like a update shortly after release. Right? Well... And for 15, I think it was like Chapter 9 or something. It was... Yeah, spoiler warning, I guess, for 15, if you care about that. It's a chapter when you're walking through a hallway for a very long amount of time. It's when you don't have your companions, and the only thing you can survive with is the Ring of Death, right? Which one-shots all enemies, and that's the only way you can beat them. And you're walking, you don't have any of your combat moves, right? So when on game release, when I played it, that thing took like half an hour. Like that chapter, you were walking like that and defeating enemies for like half an hour. It was very long. The hallways were long. The entire thing was very... I mean, I can't say it was obnoxious. I will say it because that's what other people said. I don't remember, right? It was just in a 12-hour binge. It was 30 of those minutes, right? So, in the grand scheme of things, it did not take that long. Considering I just binged the whole game over a weekend. But I did that, and I did not have a problem. I did that, and I thought the game was okay still. I still remember when they would brag about the 1-hour tortoise fight, right? Because it was one of the big articles before the game released that there's a boss that would take an hour to beat, and it was the rock tortoise thingamajig, right? When I heard that, I was like, an hour. It's gonna take an hour to beat that thing? Oh, jeez. Like, there's no way it has to be. It must be like, if your gear is bad or whatever. So I fought the tortoise, and I beat it, and I checked, and I was like, an hour passed. Interesting. It really was an hour-long fight. I mean, I didn't feel the hour when I fought the tortoise, but I did. But it happened. So, you know, some people will look at, like, an hour of just you whacking at the boss. It wasn't the most exciting combat either, by the way. It was you spamming like 2 buttons, but you know, and that's how a lot of the fights in 15 is. It's a little bit off the mark, but it's okay. But you know, there's all these things that were problems to people, and I mean, you only do it once, right? You go through that story at 9 or whatever. You do that one time. You fight the tortoise. You do that one time. So even though it takes a little bit long, it's one time, so it's not a big deal. Right? Like, there's so much good stuff to do with the game. So I did it the one time, and then I continued on in my life. Right? It's not like I regretted it. It was a new experience. It was pretty fun. Right? Especially when you first saw the tortoise. It's so cool. Right? Like, and also, even though you had the long hallway in the game that lasts like half an hour, it was still a story. Right? It's the story. It's interesting. Like, you want to see what happens next. So I didn't have a problem with it. So, like, it's not a big deal if a game is considered not that great in certain parts. Like, you deal with it one time, and you might not even notice it. It's not perfect. It's okay. Like, you're not gonna even notice it most of the time if you're just having a good time. So I don't care about any of the problems that Final Fantasy 16 might have, if it has any. Which it probably will, but I'm not gonna care about them. 2 left. Alright. Look exactly what I'm doing. I'm riding a horse for like 15-20 minutes. It's okay. I can do some menial labor. It's not a big deal. Yeah, like, you can just... Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to pay 15 though. I don't even have a PS5. Man, they're difficult to get. I don't even have a PS5. Oh gosh. Like, it's going to be... It's, getting a hold of them not easy, alright? Man, I hope that they release, yeah, I hope they release like an upgraded version of the PS5. Just for the fact that it would make the PS5 more available because people aren't gonna want those ones anymore. People don't want second best, right? Scalpers don't go for second best. They go for the best and then they resell it, right, for a higher price. That's what they do. So they should just make a PS5 Pro. Like, they should just make a PS5 Pro, right? Make it just slightly better, just the slightest bit better. Scalpers will take those instead. Get all of them, right? And then people won't, and the price for PS5 will be normal again and be more easier to obtain. I don't think that's gonna work, but that's my mindset on it. Like, that's how it's like with graphics cards, right? And that's why you can't get like a 3080 or whatever, or it's very difficult, right? Because it's, just finding it is very difficult because they're the best ones. So you gotta go for the second best one, the 2080s and whatever, the 20 series. They're probably very easy to obtain. Alright, after this, gotta turn in my medals and then I gotta do some hammering away. Sweet. Oh gosh, this is the last one. Oh, jeez. Alright. I was talking about, oh yeah, how do I get the graphics cards? I guess it's because I don't have a PS5. Very unfortunate. But, you know, once again, it's not a big deal. I don't mind not having one right now. I mean, it just outplayed, like, the really cool PS5 games when I get them. When I get the PS5, that's okay. It's not like they're going anywhere. I mean, look, I'm playing Dragon Quest XI right now in 2022. Like, this isn't a brand new game. This game is old nowadays. Like, who cares? Like, I'll play Persona 5 at some point. Alright, like, I'll play, yeah, Digimon Cyber Sleuth, potentially, I don't know. Alright, I have games, like, that, I mean, everyone has a backlog, okay? It's okay. Like, you can play your older games, not a big deal. Like, I play Mega Man Battle Network like once every, like, 7-8 years. Alright, that game is prehistoric, it's okay. You can play your old games. Who cares? Like, they're fun. If you enjoy them, have a good time. So I'll just play my PS5 games whenever I get a PS5. Whether that's 2, 3, 4 years from now, I don't know. I'm not in a rush. They'll be there. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a fun time. And also, probably lots and lots of mini medals. Oh, cool, thank you. Yeah, and also, if I get the game later, there's a better chance that there's going to be guides on the internet. As much as I like being one of the first people to find out something cool, I don't mind not being the first person either. I don't care. Alright. Now that we have, now then, we gotta turn this in and see what's the recipe on how to get Metal King shields. I hope I have the materials, and it just required some metal globules or whatnot. I'm surprised it's still daytime. Huh. Oof. Man, we've done so much in this game. It's crazy. I mean, it makes sense. 100+ hours would do that to a game, I guess. Man, it was quite a worthy investment to play this. Very nice. Boom. There we go. Making things at Metal Kings. Yay, we got it. Let's see. What do we get? We get Metal... Okay. Boomerang shields. Alright. Got a page of your album de Medalis. This is not a miniature achievement in the slightest. Can it be true? None. Masu. Oh, hero, you are completely failed. Your album de Medalis. This is magnifique. Incroyable. Even you are the first person in the history of the Academy to collect so many medals in so minimal time. I knew that I was right to enroll you as an indante honorary. But does this mean that your mini medal collecting career is over? None Now that your album de medallas is complete, I'll exchange any medals that you bring for me for maximally magnificent rewards of your choosing. Plus change, hein? I would have had you collect more mini medals just like you did before. Seeks them out, picks them up, and brings them to me. Awesome, okay. Ooh, oh, you get serpent souls? I mean, 3 is kind of... This value is garbo. But I mean, I appreciate it. Like, this might have a lot of value, but other than that, like, I can get them cheaper at other places, I think. But, thanks. I think I have options for more stuff then, that's cool. Alright, time to get Metal King Shield. Need to get the shield. Alright, recently learned Metal King Shield. Ah, yes, cool. I have the recipes. How good is it? 10%, ooh, okay. And it's much more beefier, too. Really? That's crazy. It's like a 35 defense boost. Alright. Let's do this. Sizzly Puff. Boom. Ah. And I got exhausted talking about you can play games whenever you want. I do mean that. I mean, if a game's good, it's good. It doesn't matter when it releases, really. Well, that's not completely true. Some games do age like milk. Some games do age like milk. That's not wrong. It does happen. Right? Some games just age. It's the only problem I have with some games that try to look hyper realistic is that the games will always look better. Games evolve, right? Games over time, they just get made better most of the time when it comes to like graphic fidelity or whatever. So it's really difficult to have a game look super real and to make it not look and make it age well at the same time. It's very difficult. Having a realistic looking game that ages well, that's not very common. It really isn't. So that's why I prefer games to just look very artistic, have a very distinctive style, because that's something that ages well. It really does. But that's it. We got the Metal King Shield, right? It's cool. I mean, I like it. So, like, when it says zoom, what do you mean? Oh, I can do this too. Cool. Alright, but, we have Serena fully geared out now. So, I guess next time we're gonna work on Sivando. But funnily enough, he already has Shamshir of Light, and getting the rest of his equipment probably isn't gonna be that difficult either. So, I don't know. After Sivando would be... Right, Rab. Yeah, it would be Rab, and then it would be like Jade, I think. Or vice versa, I don't know. And then it would be Hendrik. I mean, the Legati's blade is pretty solid on him. Oh, this was for Hero at some point, I'm assuming. But regardless, that's gonna do it for this video. Had a good time, right? And until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.